Every hour Good afternoon, people of God. Let's give the Lord a hand praise today. Good afternoon, people of God. Let's thank God for being here on this Saturday after. People of God doing the work of God, not just in the church, but beyond the four walls of the church, so we can really be who the church calls us to be. Let's give the Lord a hand praise. Let's thank God for allowing us to be here on this Saturday afternoon. Tell your neighbor to your right or to your left, good afternoon. Tell your neighbor on the other side, good afternoon. And let's give God another praise. Amen. You can be seated. I welcome you to the WattsChapel Missionary Baptist Church here in the great city of Raleigh, North Carolina. My name is Harry White. I serve as senior pastor of WattsChapel. We welcome our friends from far and near to WattsChapel on this Saturday afternoon as we host one wake for this important event where we, as the people of God, seek to do the work of God beyond the four walls of the church. As we come on this day, I want to lift James chapter 2. I want to lift verses 14 through verse 21. The Bible says, "What does it profit, my brothers and sisters, if someone says he or she has faith but does not have works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister is naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you says to them, 'Depart in peace, be warmed and filled,' but you do not give them the things which are needed for the body, what does it profit? Thus also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. Someone will say, 'You have faith and I have works. Show me your faith without your works, and I will show you my faith by my works.' You believe that there is one God, you do well. Even the demons believe and tremble. But you want to know, O foolish man, that faith without works is dead." We've come on this Saturday afternoon as people of faith, not wanting our faith to be hypocritical or shallow, but wanting our faith to be real and tangible as we advocate for affordable housing in Wake County and to do the work of God beyond the four walls of the church. God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this morning's rising. We thank you for the blessing of life. We thank you for calling us to this work of doing justice, walking humbly. We pray now your blessings upon One Wake. Pray your blessings upon every church and organization that makes up this great organization called One Wake. Bless us so we might be blessings. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please know that the choir stand has been made available for overflow seating. So if you would like a seat, you're more than welcome to enter through this side up into the choir stand, all right? I am the Reverend Dr. Donna Coltrane Battle. I'm a leader at Southeast Raleigh Table, and I am a part of One Wake's Nehemiah Housing Strategy and Action Team. One Wake is a strictly nonpartisan, institution-based organizing organization, and we are committed to fighting for the issues we and our neighbors name as direct needs. We have 47 dues-paying institutions, and we represent 50,000. We believe in no permanent allies. We believe in no permanent enemies, only permanent interests, in securing wins that will tangibly impact the quality of life, the respect of human dignity of all of those who are either intentionally harmed or who become collateral damage in the strategic enterprise of dominant power. We believe the words of Mother Fannie Lou Hamer when she said, "You can pray until you faint, but unless you get up and try to do something, God is not going to put it in your lap." This was her way of saying, as Pastor White just named, that our faith without works, family, is dead. She also said we must build our own power. And so guess what? Therefore, here at One Wake, that is exactly what we are doing. We accomplish our necessary work by building power through organized people and organized money. Through listening sessions within our institutions and communities throughout the county, affordable housing was named as a top issue. The people of Wake County backed up the urgent need to address this issue last October when over 1,000 of our members and other citizens gathered here and nearly 10,000 signatures were collected, proving constituent support for increased affordable housing. Commitments were made by the candidates running for elected office right here in this church on October 10th. And the commitments that were made on this sacred ground were as follows. 1, increase local affordable housing funding from roughly $30 million per year to roughly $70 million per year. 2nd, identify 100 acres of land to be designated for affordable housing within the city and county. 3rd, commit to supporting One Wake in building at scale Nehemiah housing, specifically 1,000 affordable rental units and 1,000 attainable homes, and agree to tour the Nehemiah development in Brooklyn with One Wake by spring or May of this year. And 4th, to commit to attend a public assembly within 12 months to report on their progress on the above-mentioned solutions. This is that public assembly. And we, give it up. And we are here this afternoon to receive accountability reports from elected officials from the city of Raleigh, to introduce One Wake's vision for what is possible and how we want our leaders to lead, and to gain new commitments. Now, because we do not believe that accountability should be one-sided, we will first hold ourselves accountable with a roll call. And as my colleague and comrade Nancy Dilger comes to the podium, I would invite one person from each member institution that is present, along with one person who represents any guest affiliate institutions that we have in the building, and any other visiting institutions. Please send a representative so that you can step to the podium, form your line around this side of the church, if you don't mind. Step to the podium and please report out for us how many people you have in attendance today. Thank you. Nancy.
Hello, One Wake. I'm Nancy Dilger. I'm a leader with the Catholic community of St. Francis of Assisi here in Raleigh. I'm a member of the One Wake strategy team. And as people of Wake County, we choose to come together today on this sunny Saturday to advocate for the human dignity of every person, every neighbor in this house of God in Wake County. So now I'll invite one leader from each member institution to line up by the stained glass windows. Carla, would you raise your hand, please? Behind Carla, please come to this mic and tell us your institution name, your turnout pledge, and your actual turnout in people today.
WattsChapel, over 100 people. WattsChapel, stand up.
Carla, hang on. And if I could ask everyone to hold your very well-deserved applause till the end. Thank you.
St. Francis United Methodist Church, Pledge 15. We turned out over 20. Raise your hands.
Pat Dawson with the Southeast Raleigh Table. We pledged 30 and brought 35.
Viola Huff with Pleasant Grove Church, Cary, 20. Thank you.
I'm Christina Myers with St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Cary. We pledged 8 and brought 21.
Good afternoon. My name is Julia Daniels. I represent St. Ambrose Episcopal Church. We pledged 15 and we brought 14.
Hi, my name is Becky Showalter. I represent Church of the Nativity Episcopal Church in North Raleigh. We pledged 15 and brought 27.
Morning. My name is Paul Williams. I'm from St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in Raleigh. We pledged 14. We have 17.
Cary Presbyterian Church, we brought 3.
I'm the Reverend Nancy Petty from Pullen Memorial Baptist Church, honored to be a part of this beloved one-way community. We pledged 20, and we have 21.
I'm Judy Keys with the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Raleigh. We brought 70.
Good afternoon. I'm Whitney Moore with Baptist Grove Church. We pledged 200 and we have 200. Everyone please stand.
Michael Ely, Friendship Chapel Baptist Church, Wake Forest. We brought 26.
Catherine Rick Miller, West Raleigh Presbyterian Church, and I think we're coming in at about 25 or 30.
My name is Joe Branch. I'm here representing Metro IAF, and we have 58 strong here to support One Way.
I'm Connie Orander of White Plains United Methodist Church in Cary, and we have 13.
I'm Roger Adama from River Tree Church of Raleigh. We have at least 12. I think I lost track of a few.
Hello, Jim Wilson with Ecclesia Raleigh. We have at least 2.
I'm Chris Mathura with Good Shepherd United Church of Christ from Cary, and we have 15.
I'm going to get all teared up. I'm so excited to see you all. I am Diana Allen. I am with Church of the Good Shepherd Episcopal in Raleigh, and we have 20. And we're so happy to be with you all.
I'm Sue Kemple, and I'm with Common Thread Church in Raleigh. I know we got 30 in the room, and I know we got more in the parking lot, and I bet you all do too.
John Fleming with Christ the King Lutheran Church in Cary. We have 4 here today.
I'm Pastor Wolfgang from Lord of Life Lutheran Church in Garner, North Carolina. I've been part of One Wake since it began as the former pastor at Christ the King in Cary. We pledged 5, and we have 8.
Good morning. I'm Stan Martin from Raleigh Mennonite Church, and we have 3 that I'm aware of, but there's probably more here that I haven't been able to find.
Hi, I'm Richard Jones from the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We pledged 10. We have 11 that I've seen, and I have to check overflow. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Serenity Richardson. I'm working with Neighbor to Neighbor Outreach. we pledged 30, but we have 35 in Raleigh, North Carolina at Tapas Church.
My name is Martha McCamey, and thank you, One Wake, for inviting other sister organizations. So 10 of us from Orange County Justice United are here and are privileged to learn all the good stuff you guys are doing. Thank you.
I'm Kelly Dixon with Macedonia United Methodist Church in Cary. We have 10 in attendance.
Good morning. My name is Lauren Clark. I live in Cary, North Carolina. I'm here with Unite Here, Local 23. Today I am here with Workers Coalition as well. Today we have 47 union sisters and brothers from Unite Here, CWA, and UAW from North Carolina. Please stand up. Thank you.
I'm Steve Boyd. We brought 6 people from Forsyth County sponsoring committee to both support your work and to find out what you're doing.
Welcome. Hi, I'm Lita Hunsinger from Greenwood Forest Baptist Church in Cary, and we have 8 people here.
I'm Bob Bilbro from White Memorial Presbyterian Church. We have at least 3.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so it is my pleasure and One Wake's pleasure to report that we have 901 in attendance in this room, and that's not counting the parking lot and the overflows. Give yourselves a hand. Thank you. So at this time, it's my great pleasure to invite Reverend Dr. Bankole Akinbinyu to join us and share more.
Amen. We are grateful to have all of you, and we are also grateful to have our elected officials that are with us today. We want to acknowledge their presence. Please stand when I call your name. Jonathan Lambert Melton, Mayor Janet Cowell, Mitchell Silver, Corey Branch, and there are other city council members that are coming in respect to the open meeting laws that we have. And they are Megan Patton, Christina Jones, and Mayor Pro Tem Stormy Ford. We also want to acknowledge the presence of County Commissioner Cheryl Stallings. Our county commissioners were invited but are unable to attend this meeting. Jane Harrison is not with us today, but she did, however, go to New York with us to tour our Nehemiah housing project there in New York, and she toured the land here. So we are appreciative for her efforts as well. We also want to acknowledge our sister organizations that stand in solidarity with us and are here today. Metro IAF organizers and national training attendees, East Brooklyn congregations, Queens Power, Manhattan Together, Jersey Together, Build DC, as well as our North Carolina sister networks, Durham Can, Orange County Justice United, Guilford County PSC, and Forsyth County IAF. Give them all a hand. Your presence and their presence reflects how important this issue is to us. And this particular issue of affordable housing, it affects individuals and families in our communities. And I think it's so important that we hear their stories. And so at this time, we're going to have two stories that are shared by Reverend Marlo McLeod and Reverend Whitney Hall.
Greetings. My name is Reverend Marlo McLeod from the Macedonia New Life Church under the leadership of Bishop Joel Stevenson and our First Lady Brenda Stevenson. I would like to start off by saying that I have been a resident of North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, for over 16 years. And within those 6 years of those 16 years, I was working on my credit to try to get housing in Raleigh, North Carolina, but was not able to. And when I went to the banks and got approved for housing in North Carolina, it was not enough for me to stay in North Carolina. I had to move to a rural area, which was in Dunn, North Carolina, which my commute would be about 40 to 45 minutes. So I did not tell my family about it because, you know, sometimes when you tell your family about the far commute, they're like, oh, it's going to be hard for us to come see you or for you to come see us. So when the weather would get bad or we had inclement weather, I would have to stay in Raleigh, North Carolina due to the weather of ice, rain, storm, hurricane, whatever it may be. I would have to stay with family and friends. I couldn't go back to Dunn because of work. I wouldn't be able to make it into work. You know, sometimes some jobs have you still, even with inclement weather, they want you to still report to work. So I had to stay in Raleigh. I couldn't go home and enjoy my home in Dunn. So, and then when the weather cleared up, I was able to go home to my home in Dunn, North Carolina. So I thank you for listening, and I pray that, you know, everyone will get the opportunity to afford a home in Raleigh, North Carolina, and would not have to take the commutes that others have to take to move to a rural area. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon. My name is Reverend Whitney Hall. I'm honored to serve as one of the pastors of Southeast Raleigh Table here. That's our people. Here in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is a city that we love. I'm here, yes, as a pastor, but even more so today as an impacted and concerned citizen of Raleigh, North Carolina. My wife and I, we both work full-time jobs. We both went to school. We did all of the things that we were told and taught would allow you to build security, to buy a home, to have the things that you need. But one thing that we have found in a day like this is we can't afford to buy a home here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And that is the hard truth. And so though I am very concerned, I stand here because I'm also hopeful. I'm hopeful that moments like this and gatherings like this give us the opportunity to hold one another accountable to the positions that we hold, the power that we have, the needs that are very much alive in the room and in my life. And so that hope is that today in this gathering, we are able to truly leave with the impact of our words, and not only more commitments, but truly action. As we stated from the very beginning, faith without works is dead. And so in this moment, I am concerned, I'm worried, but I also am hopeful enough to stand here and speak to our elected officials, to gather with my brothers and sisters and siblings in common belief, believing that we can do something and that impact can be made in the lives of people like me and my family and others here in the room and in our larger community. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jamon Taylor. I serve as rector of St. Ambrose Episcopal Church in Southeast Raleigh. I want to begin by giving both acknowledgement of land and labor. The land on which this holy church is built and where we're meeting was first the land stewarded by the First Nations, the indigenous people, the Tuscarora, the Catawba, the Siouan. They were the first stewards of this land. And also want to give an acknowledgement of labor, that right before the Civil War in the 1860 census, we know that there were at least 10,000 enslaved black people in Wake County, working on plantations for free. So we acknowledge the indigenous First Nations people, first stewards of the land, and the African ancestors who labored on this land. You've just heard two testimonies. You've just heard two testimonies of many testimonies that so many around Wake County can tell, of commuting 45 minutes or an hour to work or to your house of worship, working in Wake County, and yet having to drive 1 or 2 counties to get to your home. And so we are here this day with the vision of what is possible. And we at One Wake believe that there are 3 elements that we need, that there needs to be political will and leadership, that we need publicly owned land, and also funding subsidies to make housing a reality. We at One Wake are inspired by 2 generations of organizing that produced over 6,500 units of affordable housing in cities like DC, New York, and New Jersey, and Chicago. We know that the Nehemiah housing community in East Brooklyn, East New York, generated at least $2 billion, that's with the B, $2 billion of equity and generational wealth. Several leaders have visited Nehemiah Housing in New York City, and One Wake has identified a large parcel of land called the Randley Tract that is owned jointly by Wake County and the city of Raleigh. And not even 2 weeks ago, we gathered at that land site where we commingled soil. We took soil from Greenwood Forest Baptist Church in Cary because they had a vision of affordable housing and did it on their property with partnership with the city of Cary. That soil served as the seed that we commingled with land from the Randley Tract, putting the soil together. And when you commingle, you can't separate. We couldn't pull out the Cary soil from the Randley Tract soil. It's all together. That soil is the seed. And then we poured libation, water, giving thanks for the ancestors and asking God to give the power to do that which God has given us the vision to do. And so we stood at this site, realizing that we were planting seeds of faith, not that one wake will give the growth, but that God will give the growth. At that Randley track, and I'm going to ask that the schematic be placed on the screen. At that Randley track, you see in front of you what we think is possible. We think and know that we can get more than 1,800 units of affordable housing on that parcel of land. And this is 100% affordable. Some apartments, some condos, some single-family homes where people can build wealth, generational wealth. This is not a housing development where most of the housing is market rate with just a sprinkling of affordable housing. But the entire plat, we think and know, can be affordable. This is the vision in front of you. This is the vision God has given us, and we know that when we plant that, God will give the growth. And so we take inspiration from Nehemiah and the work done in New York City and other places. If Jay-Z, in Empire State of Mind, could say, a concrete jungle where dreams are made of, these streets will inspire you. If New York can build thousands of units of affordable housing in a land-strapped area, then what can be done in Wake County? What can be done in the land of the longleaf pine, the summer land where the sun doth shine? If you can build thousands in land-strapped New York with an Empire State of Mind, what can you do with the land of the longleaf pine and oak trees where we have land abundant? You've seen the vision. If they can do it in New York, we can do it here. You can do it on a postage size stamp of land. What can you do with land that is abundant? The answer is in your faith and with your partner. God, who is faithful, will always be faithful. We believe that God has given us this vision. God will not fail on this vision, but God will bring that vision into fruition. I now invite my sister in Christ, the Reverend Shalise Overy, to come forward.
Good afternoon. I am Shalise Overy, the Associate Pastor of Pullen Memorial Baptist Church here in the city of Raleigh. Many of you may remember because you were here last October when our now elected officials were running for office. With the exception of Councilman Silver, who did not attend, each of you came before about the same amount of people in this room and answered with a definitive yes to the following questions. If elected, would you work to increase the affordable housing budget from $30 million to $70 million? You said yes. If elected, will you work to locate 100 acres of land to support One Wake's goal of building 1,000 affordable homes and 1,000 affordable apartments? You said yes. If elected, will you go with a group of One Wake leaders to tour Nehemiah affordable housing development in Brooklyn? You said yes. And finally, if you are elected, will you meet back in this place within the year to report the progress of those first three asks? And you said yes. And so today in this accountability session, we have a scorecard that we will use to help track where we are with our progress. And so I will ask each of you where you are, if you have made progress. According to these questions, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Please answer yes or no initially as I call you up, and then we will give you 2 minutes to expound upon your responses. So we'll do a check mark for yes and an X for no. All right. So to Mayor Cal and council members, we recognize that many of you have taken important steps since our October action. Most of you travel to New York with One Wake leaders to see the Nehemiah housing model firsthand, and you stand with us today, which says that you understand that relationships are important and they matter, and that is why we are also back here today. We also want to thank Mayor Cal and Councilmember Jones, who will be here later, for showing up at the Randley site last week, and we also acknowledge that you have been available to meet with One Wake throughout this campaign, and so we thank you for that. Absolutely. These steps absolutely matter, and today we need to know where you stand on the commitment that affects families right now, specifically funding for affordable housing. We took your word in October seriously, especially one made in this holy place. In my tradition, Jesus reminds us that to keep covenant with God is really about how we relate to the most vulnerable people. And so this issue of affordable housing really does matter. And so I'll state the question, and then I'll call on each of you in the order that you're seated, to answer yes or no, remembering that we will give you a couple of minutes after I've asked these 3 questions. Are we clear on that? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so this is to Councilman Lambert Melton first, and then, well, y'all know how you're seated. Here's the question. Yes or no? Yeah, that's the mic you'll use, yes. Since taking office, have you and your fellow city council members increased the total city of Raleigh budget for affordable housing from $30 million to $70 million?
No, we have not increased it to $70 million.
Thank you,
yet.
thank you. Mayor, we'll give you time. Mayor Cal, same question.
No, we have not.
Thank you. Councilman Silver.
No, we have not.
Thank you. And
No, we have not.
okay. All right. For our second question, have you identified at least 100 acres of land exclusively for the construction of affordable homes?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Councilman Silver.
No.
No.
All right. Yeah, we'll get to the explanation. Okay. Last question that I'm going to ask, and then we'll give you some time to explain, and then Reverend Anderson will have some additional questions about moving forward. But did you tour the Nehemiah affordable housing in New York City with One Wake leaders in the spring of this year?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
And no.
All right, and now in that same order, each of you will have 2 minutes. I'll stick to that pretty strictly, so just want to let you know, but go ahead, Councilman. Yes.
For For the city budget, we have 2 budget cycles every term. This budget cycle, the affordable housing budget, did increase slightly. We budget a little more conservatively given what's going on in the world and in the nation. I will say where most departments were asked to cut things and to constrict, the affordable housing budget did not do that. So we are committed to expanding affordable housing. I acknowledge that I answered differently than my colleagues on, is this all of the?
Yeah, all of them.
On the 100 acres of land. Maybe I was thinking about it wrong. We've certainly identified the Randley tract. There's about 300 acres out there. It is owned jointly with Wake County. They do have plans for a fire station, fire training center. Our staff right now is actually looking at what is buildable and what is not. It's zoned R4. Some of it, about 70 acres, have to be set aside for conservation management because it's along the Neuse River. We do know that I-540 is going to be going through the tract. We're not really quite sure how much NCDOT will be taking. So staff is working to identify how much of it is buildable. I do not know if 100 acres will be buildable, but I answered yes because we have identified a tract of land that has space. I also, if I still have time, wanted to briefly address, I'm very sorry I ran in here late. I actually had surgery last week. This is the first day that I've actually gotten dressed and left the house. I was cleared, thank you. I was cleared to do that. I was cleared to do that on day 10. Today is day 10, and I didn't want to miss it. It just took me a little longer to get here than I thought, and then I couldn't park, so I'm parked on the grass. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Cal.
Yeah, well, I want to assure you that affordable housing is incredibly important, and we did increase the amount of money in our budget. And I would also point out in examples like we put $10 million towards a stormwater facility that saved 55 affordable houses in East Raleigh. That, commitment alone increased significantly the amount of money we're putting towards. The reason I didn't say we identified 100 acres. Randley tract is 300, but as Councilor Lambert Melton said, this 540 is designated to go straight through the middle of that tract. It also has 60 acres of wetlands. So that, after the floods that we've just experienced, I think we all know, and Reverend Taylor knows better than anyone, having worked on the Stormwater Committee, that because of the Neuse River, I do think you could potentially have, hundreds of houses here, but there's a lot of conditions and complexities to the Randley tract that I wanted to daylight.
Thank you so much.
Going third, I just have to echo what my colleagues were saying. Just for clarification, in last October, I was overseas speaking at a conference, so I could not attend, but I certainly wanted to make sure I'm here and present and will continue to engage One Wake going forward. Just to answer everything that was stated, it was already stated about the Randley tract. There's more information to see whether there's an opportunity for housing at that site. Both the council member and mayor already stated the circumstances there. In terms of increasing the budget we had, not from 30 million to 70 million, I know in the pre-call I was asking for clarification of what that 30 million was, but certainly support an increase in the affordable housing bond, which is really one of the best ways the city has been able to provide affordable housing and gap financing for affordable housing. In terms of the Nehemiah, if you don't know, I'm from Brooklyn. I was there when Nehemiah was first created. I did have a conflict moving my daughter from Brooklyn to North Carolina. She's now here with us, so I was unable to attend. But if you did not know, I served as New York City's Parks Commissioner, very familiar with Nehemiah, and actually built a couple of parks to help support that new thriving community. So I'm interested to see what is replicable from New York to here, so I still remain very open. But for the time being, no, I did not attend that event in Brooklyn.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here again. As my colleague stated about the Randleman tract, 540 will be completed by 2028. It's going to bifurcate Randleman tract. So that's why I didn't count it as 100 acres set aside. But one thing that has happened is District C has led the city in affordable housing. We have over 2,000 units already approved. We have another 2,000 in the pipeline. And that, I can add 2 other districts together, and we double what they have. So we continue to work and uplift District C. I know the Randleman tract because it's also within my district by Springfield Church, Baptist Church. So I will continue to work and push for affordable housing, but I also want to bring to highlight the revitalization project that we did in East College Park. That also include affordable housing. It was a 60-40 split with 60% affordable housing, 40% market rate, but we capped the market rate houses, so you drive down the street over there, you can't tell which is market rate, which is affordable housing, as well as revitalizing Washington Terrace apartments. And when we revitalize Washington Terrace apartments and put in additional affordable housing and rental units, as well as townhomes, we still have another 80 lot plots left to work with Evergreen Development to come in to finish putting in the townhomes for home ownership right there in East College Park. For those who don't know where that is, that's near St. Aug University, as well as in my district. Thank you.
Thank you so much for what you have done as we continue to echo and amplify the many voices of great need and say that we still need much more. And so we thank you. I'm going to ask my colleague, Reverend Paul Anderson, to come at this time.
Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Paul Anderson. I get a chance to serve as the senior pastor for the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to all of our counselors and our mayor. We organize in a tradition where we don't just come to decision makers with problems, but we come with solutions. We know that funding for subsidies is absolutely essential if we want to make deeply affordable home ownership a reality. And as we all have seen, we still have a long way to go to secure all the money that is needed. In that spirit, today One Wake is putting forth two specific ways to raise the revenue. The first one is new affordable housing bond here in the city of Raleigh and in Wake County. Secondly, by working side by side with our elected leaders to secure major investments from wealthy individuals and corporate CEOs who benefit from Raleigh's growing workforce and community. Thank you so much. I just have 4 quick questions for each one of these persons who are with us on today. You will each have an opportunity to respond in just a few moments, but if you would, for the following questions, would you please respond by saying yes or no? Last year, Raleigh City Council presented a $275 million park bond, and the last affordable housing bond was $80 million. Since then, the price to build homes has doubled, and all of the money from the last bond has been spent. Therefore, we need a new bond. Otherwise, these parks and recreation facilities will only be for the affluent residents in Raleigh, North Carolina. So, my question to you is that will you support? Will you respond by saying yes or no, and we'll start in the same order?
Yes, the bond,
yes.
Yes. I think it was the bond, and yes.
Yes, the question was the bond, yes.
Yes.
200 million, okay.
Yes.
Yes, I'll support a bond, yes.
Okay, thank you for the $200 million bond. Thank you all. Secondly, will you lead along with the leaders of One Wake in a meeting, okay, with all of our philanthropical leaders and our corporate ones to secure additional housing funds?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Will you commit to work with One Wake to maximize the affordable units on the DMV site as a goal of making it the maximum amount possible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Will you publicly commit to this vision of One Wake, to meet with us regularly and return to an accountability assembly just like the one we're having today and report your progress on next year?
Yes.
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 Thank you very much.
So for a point of clarification, we're going to ask you to re-answer one question with the bond, okay? Because of the doubled cost, we are asking specifically for you to support a $200 million bond to support affordable housing. Yes or no? Yes or no? $200 million bond?
No.
Okay. Melton.
I'm going to say yes, and I can explain why.
Thank you. Silver.
No.
No.
Okay. You all will now be given 1 minute. You will be timed specifically.
I don't mean to keep answering opposite from my colleagues, but I was on the council in 2020 when we put forward that housing bond. I know there was a lot of back and forth about the amount. It passed with a really high percentage, and then 2 years later, we passed a parks bond that was significantly greater. I mean, almost 200 million greater than the housing bond. And so I think what that is signaling to us is there is capacity to do more. And so I would be happy to start the bond discussions at 200 million and see where we land. I'm not trying to be dishonest, I'm just trying to lead from a place of yes. So I don't mean to have different marks there. I do just want to add also that it's my understanding we're actually going to be discussing this issue at our fall city council retreat, and so I would encourage you to send some members. The room will not fill. We can't hold this many, but maybe like a handful so you can hear the discussion we're having, because staff is going to give us information about what capacity we could do, how much, but I do think that the voters have signaled to us that they will support a bond up to $275 million, which is what we did for our parks.
Thank you.
It's going to be up to staff to tell us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yep, we are starting planning for an affordable housing bond, but I will just tell you, to commit to an actual number is just something that we are not able to do. I talked to the city manager about this specifically yesterday, so I think you will hear that does not mean we don't support a bond. We are starting working on that bond. We will find out numbers. I do think it will be significantly more than 80 million, but I just can't commit to a specific number.
I have the same response as the mayor. I said, yes, I would support affordable housing bond. It's just the number. If, after we speak to bond counsel and we know and have some assurances that that's the right number it can pass, I will fully support it. But we just don't know at this time. The question is yes or no. And so I'm glad we have 1 minute to provide some clarification. But if it turns out that 200 million is the right number, I will fully support it.
I do support a housing bond, as I've supported all previous ones. It's the number, setting it today without knowing the exact, I'm not gonna say exact need, but exact cost on our taxpayers, because anyone who lives in Raleigh will pay that property tax, and yet that's how One Wake started in addressing property tax evaluation on our residents in Raleigh proper. So the other part about with a bond project, when we talk about transportation and we talk about Parks and Rec, we know exactly what projects we're going to do. When it comes to a housing bond, we don't always have the exact project that we are going to input and do. So we will continue to work and move forward. I'm watching her. We'll continue to work and move forward to make sure that we pass a bond. If it's more, it's going to be more than 80. If it's 200, great. If it's more than 200, but also we want to support our residents who actually live in Raleigh who will pay that bond.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you all for that clarification. I will just reiterate that the last bond that was passed was for Parks and Recs, and it was $275 million bond. So, I am thankful that you all are here. I'm thankful that you're committed to a bond, and I am asking you to press as hard as possible for a bond that will actually make a dent and not place a Band-Aid on a bleeding wound. We are deeply committed to an ongoing public relationship with you all. We value the relationships that we have with those of you who have made the space and time for that. We have repetitively reached out to all of you, okay? We have not met with all of you. And I would like to just say that if we have not met with you, you have on record today said that we would. And I would like for each of you to please make that a priority. So, because of our state's open meeting laws, all of our city officials are not able to assemble at once with us in this space by law. And so first, I want us to take a moment and thank the mayor and our other city council persons for coming, for their continued relationship, and for their accountability. Thank you. Thank you. They will exit to my right as we prepare to receive our next 3 city officials after they have exited the building. I'm going to invite Pastor Witt to the mic as we sing together and welcome in our next leaders.
If y'all will, here we are. If y'all will join me in this song. We shall overcome. We shall, if you would stand with us, overcome. We shall overcome someday. Say, deep in my heart. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. And we'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand today, someday. Say, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. And we in this room are not afraid. We are not come on, you can sing it out. Say, we are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I've got to believe. I do believe. Say, we shall overcome someday.
Amen. I feel like going on after that. Amen. If God be for us, who can be against us? And if we be for God, my God, anything is possible. And so we want to thank you to our council persons who have come in. Now to Megan Patton and Christina Jones, thank you so much for being here. When your colleagues were here, I began by thanking them and in your absence, you, for the ways in which you have already met some of the commitments that you made, and we are glad that you're here. It shows that you respect and appreciate and value this relationship, and we appreciate and value your presence. And so, last October, we'll remind you, when you were running to be elected to office, you came into this room, an assembly almost like this. Welcome, Councilperson Ford. Oh, okay, we're so glad you're here. And you're looking fresh for having been outside for an hour, okay? All right. So we're grateful for your presence. When you were here, you responded definitively yes to these questions that I'm going to remind you of now. If elected, would you work to increase the affordable housing budget from 30 to 70 million? You said yes. If elected, would you work to locate 100 acres of land to support One Wake's goal of building 1,000 affordable homes and 1,000 affordable rental units? You said yes. And if elected, would you go with a group of One Wake leaders to tour our Nehemiah affordable housing development in Brooklyn? You said yes. And we asked you, would you meet us back here within 12 months? You said yes, and you are here. And so we thank you for that. And so today we have a scorecard as we have come to see where you are on that progress. And so we're going to ask you where you are on these three things. We already know that you're here, but the other three things, I'm going to ask where you are. I'm going to initially ask you to just respond yes or no to the question, and then we'll give you 2 minutes to kind of elaborate and explain where you are, or why maybe you haven't gone as far as we expect, whatever. Here are the questions. I'm just going to ask them, and then I'm going to ask each of you to respond just in the order that you are seated. I want to remind you, as I did the others, that commitment that you made here in this house of worship and before these people who elected you, we take seriously. And we often remember that, as in my faith tradition, Jesus reminds us that our relationship with God is often marked by the way that we treat the most vulnerable. And so that's why affordable housing is such an important issue to us as people of faith and as people of conscience. And so I'll ask you again to initially just respond yes or no. Since taking office, have you and your fellow city council members increased the total city of Raleigh budget for affordable housing from 30 million to 70 million?
No. No.
Okay. Have you identified at least 100 acres of land exclusively for the construction of affordable homes?
No. No.
Okay. And the last question before I allow you to elaborate, did you tour the Nehemiah affordable housing development with One Wake leaders this year?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. And so in that same order, you'll have 2 minutes each to expound.
Absolutely. So like my colleagues previously addressed, this year's budget, we focused on not raising property taxes, understanding that the what people are feeling in our community is that their groceries are more expensive, their cars are more expensive, everything's more expensive, and their wages are not rising. So in this particular budget, we prioritize not raising property taxes, but we do remain committed to a bond and have signaled to our staff that we would like to run one on the next ballot, and so that they should begin to prepare the projects that we can bring forward to you all on such a bond initiative. I would also say we remain committed to using all the tools in our toolbox. Councilmember Jones and I participated in the point-in-time count back in January, which is where you go out and count how many people in your community are living outside. We did that. We also have piloted the Bringing Neighbors Home program, which is a direct voucher that allows unhoused folks to get housed and stay housed, and we're seeing really good preliminary results from that.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having us. And touching on the $30 to $70 million, I'll echo what Councilor Patton said, that this budget was really focused on not having a tax increase, but I also want to highlight the fact that we raise salaries without doing that of our employees. So part of affordable housing, there's the physical side, but there's also how are we making sure that people can afford even the affordable housing, and we have to start with our employees. And so we did a compensation study and made sure that we're raising everyone up to a point where they could afford some affordable housing. So that was priority for us, and it did not reflect in the 30 to 70, but I want to acknowledge the work that we are doing to make wages go up along with affordable housing. I did tour the Nehemiah. It was fantastic, had a fantastic time. And then 100 acres, we're still working on that. We've been talking to you guys about the Randley track. Councilor Patton and I, after the Nehemiah housing, actually spoke about Wilder's Grove and asked questions about a landfill that has been decommissioned for about 30 years here to see what could we do there. We're still researching that. It doesn't seem feasible for, at this moment, what we've been told for affordable housing, but that's something that I'm committed to continuing. And I also wanted to highlight what Councilor Branch brought up. District C is doing a phenomenal job of bringing affordability. My district, District E, we are not. We got numbers back, and we have one project that has potential, that has 152 units out of the entire city, and that was started last year under my term. So I promise that I want to be that partner with the rest of the city, with Councilor Branch, in bringing affordability to my district, and we just started that last term. So I want you to have that reflection, but I'm really, really excited with the partnership that we're creating so that you can understand the road bumps that we're coming into as we try and build more affordable housing. But thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are at the point of exhausting, I think, the $80 million of the 2020 affordable housing bond that we had passed back in 2020. And so 75% of that has been utilized. We've been working with a lot of nonprofit partners to put funds in place to be able to put affordable housing in the market. We still do have like a 1 cent of our property tax that will come in to be used for affordable housing. So that money is also being currently generated, and that we will be having a conversation at an upcoming retreat this fall to talk about our bond projects. And so we will have an opportunity to discuss as a council with information from the staff what type of bond we can put in place for affordable housing. So it's not off the table. We just don't have firm numbers to provide for you today.
Thank you. As we said, this relationship is important, and so my colleague, Reverend Paul Anderson, is going to come to ask some questions regarding how we continue to work together moving forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you. My name is Paul Anderson. I'm pastor of the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship on Six Forks Road. We organize in a tradition where we don't come to decision makers just to present problems, but we come with solutions. We know that funding for subsidies are absolutely essential if we want to make deeply affordable home ownership a reality. And as we have seen, we still have a long way to go to secure all the money that is needed. In that spirit, today, One Wake is putting forth 2 specific ways to raise revenue. Number 1, new affordable housing bond. Number 2, by working side by side with elected leaders to secure investments from the wealthy individuals and corporate CEOs who benefit from Raleigh's growing workforce and community. You will have a few moments after you answer the questions, just as you did previously. And our first question is this. Last year, Raleigh City Council presented a $275 million bond for parks and recreation. The last affordable housing bond, as you forestated, was $80 million, and all of that money is basically spent. Since then, the price of property has doubled. Therefore, will you support a new bond that would be $200 million?
Yes.
Yes.
Tentatively, yes, but gotta get the information from the staff, so.
Okay. Thank you. Secondly, will you lead alongside with leaders of One Wake in meetings with major philanthropic and corporate leaders to secure additional housing funds?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes. Number 3, will you commit to work with One Wake to maximize the affordable units at the old DMV site with the goal of reaching the maximum amount that's affordable?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And lastly, will you publicly commit to the vision of One Wake to regularly meet with us and return for another accountability assembly like this one next year and to have a progress report?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, if y'all plan another good trip for us.
Okay. Just as we promised, we will give each one of you an additional minute to further explain your responses.
Sure. A minute's not very long, so I wanted to focus on the DMV question. When we purchased the DMV site, we knew that it was in a really important part of the community that had been historically divested, and I think the city did a really good job of collecting a working group that's made up of legacy residents who are from the area generationally and asking them, what do you want to see on this site? So they spent about 18 months working on their vision for the site and taking it back into their small communities, their churches, their book clubs, their neighbors, and they have told us what their priorities are. Amongst that, the deepest levels of affordability is a high priority for them. We understand that affordability is a spectrum, but they want deep affordability, and so I'm committed to realizing that vision for them.
I'm really excited about the partnership that we've already created, the tours that we did with Nehemiah, the conversations we had, the land dedication, and I'm committed to being part of that. $200 million, I don't think is too small. I think that at the land dedication, at the land dedication, and I'm going to butcher it, but what was said that really spoke to my heart is, I will not insult by asking for too little. I want to echo that, because I too shared that. When we did it for parks, I want people over parks, and I want to make sure they were housing them. So, yes. There are a lot of hurdles that we have to jump, so this is not a promise that it will happen, but it is a promise that I will walk with you and make sure that we are doing this together. So thank you.
I think everybody on the council is in favor of trying to create as much affordable housing as we possibly can. So we're going to be using every tool in the toolbox, working with our staff to figure out different ways that we can put as much affordable housing units in the marketplace as we possibly can, and also looking at ways that we can leverage the assets of the city. We've got some property that's very valuable downtown. When we sell our property, we tend to take those funds and put them into affordable housing bucket. So it's not like we're not trying to be as creative, and our staff is not trying to be as creative as possible to look at a multitude of ways that we can put more affordable housing in the market. So we may actually come up with things that y'all hadn't even thought about, or really our staff may come up with things that you hadn't thought about. So I'm sure over the course of the next year, we'll have a number of conversations and be able to bring to you the opportunities that we're able to come up with some creative solutions.
Thank you. Won't you show your appreciation for our counselors? I'm going to ask Dr. Donna Battle to please come forward.
Thanks to each of you, and we echo people over parks. People over parks. Commissioner Stallings, we were not sure that you were going to be able to make it here today, but we are incredibly thankful that you are here and in this building today. It is our preference to meet with our leaders and officials to prep you so that you're not caught off guard. But because you are here and you are present, we would like to ask if you would be willing to enter into a public relationship with us. Would you be willing to meet with us following this assembly at a dedicated time that aligns with your schedule? She said yes. Thank you. I invite Reverend Brickhouse up.
My friends, look what occurred today. Come on, give God praise. You can do better than that. Look at these commitments that we have received to meet with our elected officials, to do the work. Today is a good day. My brothers and my sisters, we collectively brought out 1,000 people today in the sanctuary, in the overflow, in the parking lot. We did that today. That's something to be thankful for and grateful for. And if we want to change our community, we must remember who we are and how we got here today. The way that we got here today was together. And in Deuteronomy 6, God commands the people, recite these words to your children when you sit, when you rise, when you walk along the road. In other words, make memory of this way of life, that we can get a lot accomplished when we are working together. The Quran echoes this in the words of Luqman to his son, "O my son, establish prayer, enjoy what is right, and forbid what is wrong." These are not just private reflections. They are sacred reminders that wisdom must be shared and legacy must be built and lived out together. Our collective memory of struggle and survival, of resilience and resistance is not nostalgia. It is our fuel. It is our action. It is the justice that we seek. It's a fuel for the kind of change that honors the past while building a better future. But if we are serious about that future, then we must also be serious about doing this work together. Yes, it is one thing to hold our elected officials accountable, but before we can ever hold them accountable, we have to hold ourselves accountable. So here is my challenge to us today, that we take the time to get to know one another. As you all know, as a part of One Wake, we host relational meetings where we sit down one-on-one to truly see and to hear each other. And it is through these conversations that we remember that we are not alone, that we learn what issues are really plaguing our people, and that we gain clarity on how to act. And it would be incumbent upon us if we did not challenge you
before you leave the parking lot to meet one person and to schedule a time to get to know them so that we can continue to do this work together. Because when we listen deeply, we remember deeply. And when memory serves as our lead, it guides our movement and our action. And relationship turns into resolve. And we recognize, as Father Taylor said, that change is not something that's just a vision, but change is manifested into something that is possible. And for those of faith, we have the testimony to know that there is nothing too hard for the God we serve. So today, let us use this action as memory membrane. When you get back into your institutions, remember today. Remember the shift that took place in this room today. Remember how it felt to hold our elected officials accountable. Remember how it felt to hold one another accountable. And let us go forth in that kind of action. Because when we stand up, when we rise, we can do this work together. And we need to let Raleigh, Wake County, the state of North Carolina, this United States know we ain't going nowhere. We are in this journey to the end, until we see change, until we see affordable housing, until we understand that this world is a just place. We are going toward the way that the world should be, not the way that the world is, because we got a hopeful vision, a hopeful message. Come on, get up, let's do the work. Now my sister, my friend, Reverend Lisa Ubo will come and close us out.
Yes! There is this understanding within the biblical tradition of Ebenezer's. Ebenezer's remind us where the divine has been. October 10th, 2024, this place was in Ebenezer. July 12th, 2025, this place is in Ebenezer. The next time we gather and we celebrate the yeses, this place will be in Ebenezer. We came into this place this afternoon to ask for commitments around land and also resources. We also came into this place to ask for commitments about having an expanded imagination about what is possible. So I want to first start with what Councilman Melton said. Let's lead from the yeses. Because as one of my dear colleagues would say, we get more of what we celebrate. So we're going to start with the wins. We're going to start with the fact that our elected officials moved in the direction of maximizing affordable housing at the DMV site. We got to give God thanks for that. To want to secure funds from philanthropic and wealthy individuals and corporations that are moving into our area. We need to celebrate that. That even if $200 million seems to tickle the ears of some, that still we might move in that direction. We need to celebrate that. We also need to continue to hold ourselves accountable for where we might have a thwarted imagination. That when we talk about securing 100 acres of land, yes, recognizing that there are challenges, that we do not stop with the challenges, but that we believe that our collective power can move us into finding those places where people can live and also flourish. So we're going to push. We're going to push. And as my brother, Reverend Michael Brickhouse said, woe to any of us if we abdicate responsibility to the power that we have as individuals in this room. And woe to us if we ever stop pushing or ever become indifferent about the power that you also hold as our elected officials. So are we done yet? Oh, let me say that one more time. Are we done yet? Organizing is not about programs. Organizing is not about coming into a room and taking good pictures. Organizing is about believing. Organizing is about leveraging power. Organizing is about movement. Organizing is about always holding on to the world as it should be and then turning in that direction and then moving in that direction. Are we done yet? So here's what I'm going to invite you as your holy homework. In October of 2025, One Wake always has an internal assembly. In the same way that in the midst of despair that we are moving through in this historical moment, you showed up on a Saturday. In the summer, that we also see you at that eternal assembly in October, that we might organize around how we vote to pass a bond referendum. That we organize around the ways in which we walk side by side and also leverage the power that our elected officials have, and also to not abandoning the power that we have as it relates to resources and also as it relates to land. When we gather with one another, it is not a program. It is about us moving in the direction of believing that when we were here, October 10th, 2024, and we had to say to you that in Wake County, there is a 65,000 unit deficit in affordable housing, we are unsettled by that. So that every single time we gather, 65 turns into 50, 50 turns into 45, 45 turns into 30, until we say that everyone in Wake County has what they not only need, but what they deserve. So are we done yet? Reverend Dr. Donna Coltrane Battle started with the words of St. Fannie Lou Hamer, and I want to end with the words of St. Bell Hooks. Because the greatest holy homework you can do is to never have a thwarted imagination. Because the day that our imagination begins to falter, our work will begin to falter. And when our work begins to falter, it says something about what we believe or don't believe about the power we have. So hear now these words from St. Bell Hooks, that to be truly visionary, we have to root our imagination in our present reality while simultaneously imagining possibilities beyond that reality. 65K of a deficit, oh, but I'm going to imagine possibilities beyond that reality. For every yes that we have gotten this day, and for every no that we're going to turn into a yes, we have the imagination to believe in possibilities beyond this reality. May it be so, because we are not done yet. I might invite us to stand as we are able. I was going to offer up a traditional prayer, but I think I'm going to offer up a benediction instead. A benediction literally means good words, and oftentimes benedictions seem too good to be true. That's what makes them so holy. May we go forth from this place not insulting God or the divine with what we believe and how we work. Might we go forth from this place knowing that there is glory running through each and every one of our veins. Might we go forth from this place knowing that we're imbued with power from the top of our heads to the bottom of our feet. Might we go forth from this place fueled not by power of our human capacity, but by the power of the Most High God, to know that we are not done yet. And we who believe in freedom and land and housing will not rest until it comes. Go now in power.
you.